The entertainment industry is in a frenzy over Jenna Ortega's resistance to Rachel Zegler's controversial version of Disney's live-action Snow White remake. Ortega, who is well known for her role in Wednesday, has openly attacked Zegler's version, claiming that it too drastically departs from the timeless charm and wonder of the original story. Ortega promotes artistic expression, but she warns that modernization must be done carefully to preserve the eternal appeal of traditional tales. Rachel Zegler, meantime, is the subject of a heated debate. Though because she is known for supporting strong, progressive views, her reimagined Snow White has generated debate in Hollywood. Some applaud her for pushing boundaries, while others feel she has gone too far and endangered the legacy of this beloved fairy tale. Despite the criticism, Zegler has not yet responded to Ortega's remarks. So both fans and critics are left to guess how this debate will develop. The 2025 release of the Snow White remake, starring Rachel Zegler as the iconic princess and Gal Gadot as the evil queen, is already drawing a lot of criticism. Zegler breaks with tradition by depicting a character who transgresses the guidelines of the 1937 classic. In discussions on updating the story to fit modern values, Zegler has been vocal. She has even referred to the former prince as a stalker, to highlight that the new Snow White's quest is more about leadership and achieving her late father's values than romance. Excerpts from her interviews, including one with Variety, have gone viral and generated conversations on social media platforms like TikTok. Zegler views Snow White as a trailblazer who forges her own way and battles for justice, even with Prince Charming in the background. While some have praised this contemporary rendition as liberating, some argue that it departs too much from the essence and beauty of the original tale, perhaps alienating loyal lovers of the classic. Her transformation into a brave and moral leader, a role her late father always believed she was destined for, is at the heart of Rachel Zegler's vision for Snow White. Unlike traditional depictions, this modern version portrays Snow White as a young woman with such attributes as courage, honesty, and bravery. As the narrator reads the story, she tells us that the narrative description of the beginning of the film was far from perfect. One of the most well-known incidences in this ongoing issue happened at the 2022 Disney D23 Expo. In an interview with Extra TV, Zegler even referred to the prince's behavior as stalker-like, a satirical indictment of the 1937 film's excessive focus on romance. According to Zegler, the updated plot cannot support such outdated representations. The casting director made the final cut because of the film's social narrative, which focuses on the suffering and peril of romantic violence, even if Adrian's role was not meant to endure overt sexual harassment from reporters. Her comments drew a lot of criticism, particularly after she declared that the remake would not have any romantic overtones. Zegler clarified that just because a story has a male character doesn't mean it has to be about romance. Fans were even more intrigued when Zegler teased Andrew Burnap, who plays the film's new male protagonist, implying that his character's plot will be unexpected. When contrasting the two men, Zegler defied expectations and ultimately delivered a faultless performance, with both men helping to support the other's defiance. Rachel Zegler's remarks about Snow White have been swiftly criticized for being inconsistent. Despite expressing her distaste for the original film's themes, she has openly expressed her love for Disney. During an interview on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Zegler recalled her experience riding the Snow White attraction at Disney World. Zegler's seemingly conflicting comments have angered some fans, who feel that they diminish the legacy of the original animated film, which is still considered a masterpiece by Disney fans of all ages. There was an immediate outcry on the internet, with many people accusing Zegler of disregarding the timeless appeal of the original story. Zegler, this superior, dismissive attitude doesn't sit well, one user said, sparking a backlash on Twitter. The essence of Snow White may be preserved without modernization. Now, a staggering amount of people are refusing to watch the remake because of her. Some went so far as to call for a boycott of the film. The event was also utilized by fans to remind Zegler of the importance of Adriana Caselotti's 1937 portrayal of Snow White, pointing out that it was Caselotti's groundbreaking performance that first made Zegler's role possible. As the clamor against Rachel Zegler increased, the probe extended beyond fans to include her Hollywood peers. Her controversial stance on Snow White appears to be creating tension even within the industry, and many are wondering how this might impact her career. Pundit and entrepreneur Patrick Bet-David also contributed his viewpoint to the subject by emphasizing Jenna Ortega's diplomatic approach, which stoked the ongoing debate. To completely appreciate the significance of these discussions, one must remember 1937, a year that radically changed the cinema industry, as it was the first time since the film industrial revolution that Bet-David was recognized as worthy of the letters B, P, H, Q, or higher. So, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was more than just a film. It was a groundbreaking achievement that solidified Disney's place in animation history. This massive undertaking was led by Walt Disney, whose creative leadership disproved skeptics. Many people at the time doubted that making the first full-length cel animated movie would be feasible, but Disney's unyielding persistence made the project a groundbreaking success. Snow White marked the beginning of a new era in filmmaking with its iconic characters, stunning animation, and immortal soundtrack that transported audiences to a beautiful realm. This was a cultural phenomenon that revolutionized narrative and cemented Disney's dominance of the market for many years to come, not just a technical accomplishment. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs' revolutionary triumph not only redefined animation but also marked the beginning of a new era of storytelling for audiences, one that was typified by the enthralling Disney princess family. By bringing their personal aspirations and hardships to life, each princess crafted timeless stories that spoke to millions of people and contributed to Disney's rise as a narrative powerhouse. However, Rachel Zegler's modern take of Snow White has been heavily criticized, primarily due to her negative remarks against the 1937 original. Devoted fans interpret her comments as a rejection of the revolutionary work that Walt and Roy Disney devoted their lives to. Work that not only revolutionized cinema, but also laid the groundwork for Disney's global fame. Zegler's controversial comments have also raised questions about whether or not she fully comprehends the cultural and historical significance of the original film. While some view her approach as modern, others believe it is a mistake that fails to capture the spirit of the cherished tale that has been told for generations. With the arrival of the live-action Snow White in March 2024, the stakes are higher than ever. Disney must now manage public opinion while preserving the integrity of its brand. Insiders claim that discussions about how Zegler's remarks would affect her career and the movie's reception are already taking place as part of the behind-the-scenes damage management process. She also plans to dedicate several years of her life to the Zegler's Return remake, according to rumors. Her staff's outrage is also having an impact on the Black community, which is worried about her career and the reception of the movie. Disney faced mounting pressure to address the mounting criticism as charges of insensitivity and bad decision-making intensified. Traditional principles were the foundation of Disney's earlier princess films, but branding expert Harless Spite, who has years of expertise, shared her thoughts on the subject and suggested that the company might have made a mistake by overcompensating with its modern approach. She maintained that by including strong messages of empowerment in these films, Disney may anger audiences who prefer the more straightforward original story. In the past, Disney stars were deliberately developed to build a cohesive narrative about the films. However, by focusing on Snow White as a modern, powerful heroine, the new Snow White remake shows how this shift is showing itself in unexpected ways for both the actors and the company. Given that the issue surrounding Zegler's comments continues to spark heated debates, it is clear that they have had a substantial impact on both her own career and Disney's future. Industry experts worry whether this revised Snow White will be a hit with audiences or if it's a dangerous decision that backfires as the movie's debut approaches. The word classic is only used by the business to describe the film. A classic is a classic, according to international film records. There are still many questions about what will happen to the beloved Disney franchise. We will continue to update you on the progress of this ongoing story. Keep checking back for further details.